sword of omens. Give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
What's up? What's up? It's Sight Beyond Sight. We're here with another review. We're probably gonna have a few reviews, but I'll break this video down to a few videos. We're gonna start off with the new movie Prey from Hulu, and we're gonna get our opinions, our thoughts, and yeah. So, Marissa, do you want to do a quick breakdown of the movie and what's it about?
You can do the breakdown. You can do the breakdown.
All right. So basically, this is a prequel to the original movie, right? So it takes place.
The original what movie?
The original Predator. So, it takes place basically like Indian times or whatever. The French, I guess, are in America, and this main girl. The movies focus on this main girl Indian that she wants to be like a warrior, and they're kind of saying no, she's not, whatever. But she's a good tracker, and she has a cool dog pet, which is kind of cool. And then,
I was gonna Google it, and I'll probably Google it now. Did Indians have dogs as pets? Because I thought that was a European thing. But go ahead.
That's actually interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think of that.
That's interesting. But so basically, the movie starts out. She wants to be like a warrior, hunter, and her brother's like the leader. And they go out and they see all these tracks and stuff like that, and people are getting hurt from an animal, but they think it's a bear or a lion. So they track it down and they kill this, the lion, which is like a mountain lion. It's not like a African lion, obviously. And then the brother kills it, even though the girl tries to. But she realizes, like, she sees other stuff. She sees like the predator foot, but she doesn't know it's an alien, obviously, because they don't know what aliens are. She sees something in the sky sometimes. And when she goes to track out this thing, predator, which she thinks is a bear at the moment, she sees predator like actually fight the bear because she finds a bear and then she thinks it's it. Predator fights the bear and she sees that it's invisible and it does all this crazy stuff. So you get a little bit of action. Well, you get a good amount of action.
Oh, no, you said the bear part. All right, my fault.
Yeah. And then so from there on, you see more of the predator. She her hunting party tries to find her because she went off on her own, and the French people are trying to trap her, and then the predator. It's not complicated, but it's cool. But that's just the gist of it. She just tries to go.
It's a part of the movie.
Ends up being, and then you see
like I explained it to people when they asked me on my job. They were like, "Was it good?" I was like, "If you like Predator."
Yeah. And they did do some homage stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed was I felt like the predator was like a teenage predator. Like it wasn't full grown. It was mad skinny.
They're calling it the I don't know, savage predator or
because there's different versions of predators and like the lore as it grew. But I was considering them more
messed up.
Yeah, but I thought it would have been more like the first, like the original versions of them, like type shit. Like because you look at it, they evolved. Like the helmet isn't the same because it evolved later on.
But it's not that much time for them to evolve.
It was like 300 years.
Yeah, but you remember when Alien versus Predator, they went all the way back to the Mayan time.
We don't speak about those movies.
Yeah, that's not part of this line, all right?
Those movies. I almost knocked over my laptop.
It's still canon. And in that, they're like regular big-ass Predator badasses.
No, it's not canon. I think these people said that they're just going back to the original Predator. Yeah. So it's basically Prey, Predator, and Predator 2. The other one, Alien vs. Predators, don't matter anymore.
They don't connect with any. Even with the you can even put the Predators.
Even Predators.
Predators is part of it too.
Because that one makes sense because they went to the planet and and you got to know a little bit more. Yeah.
And
like those Alien vs. Predator.
Did you get very? Did you get? What was the name of that? Never Ending Story vibes.
No.
What?
Is it because of the Indian kid?
No, but she gets trapped in the quicksand.
Oh yeah, actually, that did pop in my mind when that happened.
Yes,
but
I thought that was funny.
I
didn't realize, and I should have realized, it gave way to another fucking mud scene. What is it with them and the stupid mud scenes?
Well,
it's so fucking dumb.
What's interesting though is that she had that plant, even though I think it was a little bit too smart of her to figure it out, but she had that plant to bring your body heat down, so he couldn't find her. So because she was like a medicine woman.
She was the she was kind of like the healer of the group or whatever.
Yeah. So I was just like, that's interesting. That was a new good take on it, because I understand what you in the mud, but I think that was just paying homage, because they also did a line. They said if it could bleed, it could die.
Yeah, they did a couple of homage things. I mean, but they only did the mud like twice, because they did it in Predators and they did it in the first Predator. In Predator 2, they go into an icebox.
Yeah. Because there's no mud in the city. Hello.
Yeah. I'm a defendant Predator forever. Predator's one of my favorite aliens.
I was telling Andrew, because I was watching it, and I was just like, and I put it on Facebook, I was like, it's a mix between The Last of the Mohicans, John Wick, and the original Predator, because I was just like, because the action scenes were pretty good for like this kind of movie.
And then I had a question.
Yeah.
This bugged the crap out of me, because they spoke English, but then they also spoke Cherokee that was not translated. And then the French people, they didn't translate anything that they said, and they spoke French. I was like, why is she speaking English and Cherokee? Like,
you know why? Because you're not going to speak Cherokee through the whole thing, because people just
why not? They've done it.
Nah, but the
thing, what was that movie?
Apocalypto. Yes. Yeah, but that's Mel Gibson, and he put thousands of dollars and heart.
I think that was on Hulu, because Hulu has two versions of the movie. There's a movie that's just in Cherokee, and then there's the movie that we watch. Like that was like an actual thing. Like they talked about it. Like it's the first one that they ever did like that.
So they did do two versions, but in the English version, then they shouldn't have had any Cherokee at all. It was dumb. I'm like,
I agree. I think that too.
I was like, what? And then their accents were terrible. They didn't even try to go like any sort of native accent.
They don't want to be sued because somebody will get offended.
I was like, but she sounds like a valley girl, and her brother sounded like a bro, and I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're gonna do a period piece, you got to go full,
Yeah,
it's Hulu.
I agree with that.
It's Hulu's budget.
It's Hulu budget. It's not Netflix budget. It's Hulu budget.
Like the fact that we got a decent movie out of it and all together is surprising. I thought I was gonna stop watching after 20 minutes.
Because if we watch those Hulu movies,
I like the actress. She was in the Legion show.
Yeah,
which I always liked her in that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I like the movie. Like I said, there was I don't think it's on top. I think you had Andrew had the best kind of lineup. You said it was Predators 1, 2, Predators, then Prey. Like it's good, but it's at the bottom of the list.
It's not, and it's because Predators, to be honest, you get multiple Predator fight scenes at the end. You get the dogs in the movie. Like there's a lot more to that movie that it just keeps it up there. And the twist,
it had the M. Night Shyamalan twist. Yeah.
Like it actually had a lot of things to it, to be honest. That made it good.
Yeah.
I figured it out in the theater. I went with his cousin Chris in the theater to watch it, and I said, that guy's a serial killer. And he was just like, what? And then and I figured it out because the hint that it gave off is because like serial killers are very not passionate, but they're very like onto one thing. So once he said he was a doctor, and then he was talking about, this poison is venom, blah 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 from the tree. So I was just like, oh yeah, he's a serial killer. And then once it happened, Chris looked at me like, and I was just like, hey, I know. But no, I did like the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I didn't fall asleep during it, so that's always a plus.
Yeah. The next one we'll talk about. Yeah, I understand. But so what do you guys rate it?
Out of 10,
Yeah,
I give it a solid 7. I think
I give it
Andrew.
an 8. I give it an
an
8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a 7 too. That was pretty
Yeah.
good. I don't think the story was bad, and I was impressed by the action scenes because I really thought they were gonna be like very like
Campy.
dumb and slow pace, like because
Oh,
it's Indian, you know.
yeah.
I didn't. That's the part that I blocked out mentally. Like I can't really tell you the story. Like I was like, I know the girl was trying to be something, but I was more or less worried about the predator. Like I worried about all of that extra shit. Like her story, it
Yeah.
don't matter. Like I tried like
You just watch it for the action.
the people in the movies don't really like unless you were honestly Arnold Schwarzenegger or Danny Glover. There has yet to be another person that went in there and did those movies that your story matter. I don't give a shit, nigga. Fucking survive.
It's an action movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Nah.
I agree with that. So let's move on to that movie Umma, even though Andrew didn't see it, even though we told him
name
to.
alone, you expect me to remember. I can't even spell. I don't know what the hell. It's
So I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be. I don't know, more ethnic because the way of the description. But basically, it's a movie about a Korean woman who lives on like a farm, and she seems very secluded. She doesn't like electricity for some reason, so it's kind of weird. She has a daughter, and she's very overprotective of her daughter, and they have a very set routine. And it slowly reveals that she actually was abused by her mother when she was young, and her mother used to actually like shock her with a broken lamp cord. Just like that's fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
Like
she made her hold the wire.
yeah, and it electrocuted her. It was crazy. So then her uncle comes from Korea to give her mother's ashes, and she has to perform some, some ritual or whatever, like based on their religion, because I guess
bury her.
Yeah, to bury her, like, and she refuses because she's like, why the hell should I give her that respect? This, essentially this bitch that tortured me my entire life. So, and then of course, the mom starts haunting them, and the daughter gets curious and she wants to go away to college, and the mom is overprotective, and then it becomes like this whole weird haunting / possession thing. But I watched it. It was on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, this is on Netflix, and I can't see shit. Why is it so dark? I'm like, it looks like a bootleg. Like, what are they doing?
Netflix is failing too.
But it was not creepy. It was not it wasn't scary at all. And then when they finally reveal why her mom was the way that she was, it made no sense. It was like, oh, so you're mad because your husband made you stay home and raise your daughter instead of you being, or made you come to America, leaving your country where you were a clothes maker, a dressmaker, and you resented him for it, so you took it out on the girl.
Well, didn't he leave also?
I think he died or something.
Oh.
But
yeah,
or
so,
whatever it was. But it was such a lame bullshit. Like
it was a lame.
Really?
It was a lame story leading up to like you're trying to figure out what happened, and it was a lame story for the
and so slow.
Yeah, and it was because when you told me to watch it, I was like, I'm waiting for something to happen.
Yeah,
because like when she figured out what's going on and all the stuff, and her mother tells her the story, and her dead mother tells her the story, and then she's just like, well, I don't want to be like you, and you should let me go because
and then
it's
she
my
was like,
time
okay,
now.
yeah,
And then like you're doing the same thing your husband did to you to me, and blah blah blah. And I was just like, so that's the like, okay,
moral.
yeah, like stop holding me back, mom. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it was just, to me, it was silly too. Like I thought the holding the wire thing was kind of cool, but they didn't show anything. They didn't see her like as a
I was
kid
waiting
crying.
for I was waiting for her to like show her like passing out or pissing herself at least, or
Yeah,
you
something
know,
like messed up. Yeah,
yeah. It was just like, and it was, I don't know. It was not at all what I expected. It was the lamest thing, and Andrew, you missed nothing.
No, I know I did. The name is Umma. There's literally a rest of her name almost the same thing.
Oh, really?
Umma,
Is he
almost the same shit. It's just a weird, like, pronounced word name that I just like no interest. Like, you need to give me something, or I would have been more interested in like Killer Shark King. I would have been, maybe it's something like.
He wants more action in his horror movies.
Like
so
something.
yeah, that to me was in the ending. This is what she let her daughter go, bury the mother, and then I guess like when the mother was waving her off, like the daughter off, I guess to go to college. You see like the silhouette of the dead mother, like the little ghost, whatever she was wearing
Yeah.
in the background, but it was just like I don't even care. I was just like, go get her. I don't care.
Yeah, it was a horrendous movie. Like I was so disappointed. I was so absolutely disappointed in that movie. So I give it a 2.
Yeah. Something like that. Yep.
I didn't want to give it a 1 because there was, like you said, the interesting with the, electricity or whatever, but it went nowhere. So that's why I gave it a 2.
It was just, I don't know, silly. It was very silly.
Yeah.
Well, talk about silly and he wants more action and whatever. We'll go to Nope.
Silly in action from Nope?
No. It was silly. It wasn't very action based.
God, did you watch any reviews for it though before we really start talking about it?
I didn't watch any of the reviews.
Okay, because some of the reviews be trying to make me feel like I'm stupid. But I was like, yo, there's no way.
They always try to make his movies seem so deep. And
yeah, that's what political. I'm saying. Like, I was like, there's no way that I'm supposed to be thinking this as I'm watching this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you want to explain the movie or?
Well, I don't really want to explain it because you probably remember more of it than me. I don't know. But, like, there's certain shit that happens, like they were explaining, that I'll get into it, like, when you explain it.
But we know that it's aliens, right? Like,
all right, so it's an alien thing. So do you want to just, like, break down scenes? Because we don't have to really break down the movie, because I can't really break down that movie.
I'll break it down real quick. So basically, from your trailer, you've seen that it's these people on a horse ranch, and they're like.
Are they married or brother and sister?
That's brother and sister. And they were like the first. They're from a family from the first black.
Cowboys and stuff.
Not cowboys. The first black person on film. Yeah. They explain that in the trailer too. Like, oh, my great grandfather was the first black man on film with that little rotary thing. Mm-hmm. And basically at that ranch, they train horses for movies. So that's what they do.
Okay.
Then basically the father of the people, who is the voice of Goliath, I keep forgetting his name. But he's the father, and then something happens where they hear something in the sky during the day, and he's on the horse, and they just hear something in the sky, like something like screaming, and then things just start falling, right? So you see like a key, and then like things just start falling, and something hits the father in the head, and it ends up being a penny. So the penny goes right through his head and kills him, and he was on a horse.
Okay.
So, nobody knows what that is, right? Then they go into another thing where that Glenn from Walking Dead, he was a young TV actor, and he used to work with this chimpanzee on the TV show. Apparently, the chimpanzee went crazy because I guess they had a section in the show where they're doing like the birthday for the chimp, and the balloons pop, and then chimp goes crazy and kills everybody on set except for Glenn as a baby. And
he was a baby?
Well, not Glenn as a baby. He was a kid. He was a kid.
Oh, okay.
So after the monkey killed everybody and he saw kid Glenn, he was like, the monkey was trying to touch him, like whatever, like touch him with his hand, and then police came in and shot the monkey dead. So Glenn now, he's working in the same area on another ranch, but he does like it's like more of a theme park ranch, and sometimes the horse trainers give him horses for his business.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, they see something in the sky sometimes, and when this thing comes around, all the electricity goes out, and no one knows what's happening. Then I'm trying to figure out what the first thing they see. I guess it was just a ship, and they tried to record it, and they couldn't record it. It's like a big thing. So basically, what Glenn Glenn ends up doing is taking one of the horses from the horse trainers, because the horse trainers can't find any jobs anymore because Hollywood is doing CGI now instead of real horses. So he trying to make money, gives one of the horses to Glenn. Now Glenn, you don't know that he knows about the aliens, so he's trying to. He has a whole bunch of people saying, in his little attraction area, and he has the horse out there as like to give to the aliens. Yes,
Yeah.
and he's trying to say like, what you're about to see is going to change your life forever.
Yeah, I remember that
So
from
Glenn,
the commercial.
yeah, so Glenn's trying to give the horse to them, and then it eats up all the people instead of the horse.
Ah, that's
So
funny.
everybody dies there. The horse trainers kind of see it. They starting to figure out what's going on. They talk
Now,
to
do
a
the
few-
aliens come down and like?
No, this is
Nah.
the interesting thing about it. But so the whole concept of the movie basically is that, from what I'm getting, is that like animals are instinctual. No matter how much we train them, they're always going to be animals. So
Of
they have
course.
certain instincts. So the main guy, who's the horse trainer, I guess figures out something about the spaceship.
Basically.
It's not really a ship. The ship is the alien. So he figures like never look animals in their eyes, because that's when they start freaking out. So he's saying like for the ship not to get you, don't look at it, like look down or whatever. So it's like this whole thing. So the ship is the alien, and the ship. What
So
happens
bird
is
box. They're bird boxing it.
Almost, yeah.
sort of, but you get to actually see something. So
Yeah. But
you
the
get to
bird
see
box
sometimes
worked on
when
the
it.
same concept of if you looked at the aliens, then they would get you. So that's why nobody looked at the. That's why they walked around blindfolded. That's
It's like basically
same
the
shit.
scene that they had Glenn in. This is one of the scenes that it was like, until I actually like looked at it, I was like, all right, now it makes more sense. The only reason apparently why he didn't get killed when you watch that scene, because you basically watch the monkey kill people. He basically they said that when you're watching the scene, and I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to notice this, but in the background of it, there's a shoe that they do show it for a second that it stays upright, like it's staying there, laying there. How the hell am I supposed to know that's what he's staring at when he's looking at apparently I'm thinking he's looking at the monkey. That's why the monkey didn't kill him, because he never made eye contact with the monkey. Like I'm supposed to fucking know that shit?
Oh,
like,
see,
you know,
I
it's
didn't
like
know
stupid
that
shit like that. But they said that's why Glenn kept the shoe. If you look in his office,
and
he has the shoe. They said the shoe's the reason why he's still alive. It was like stupid shit like that. It's like, nigga, I'm supposed to really put all of that together, like all these little stupid things. That's why it's like the blood when it came down on the house. It was like that's the alien using the bathroom technically.
Yeah,
like
so,
that's how his father. Yeah, like,
yeah. So when I was saying in the air, like you hear the screams and then something dropping. So
the
alien
would on everything.
Yeah, it shits out all the stuff that it can't digest. So all those like keys and pennies and shit that came down and killed things, that was just it really shitting it. There was a spot when they're in the house and there's blood all over the house because the alien's looking for them and shit.
Yeah.
And they're trying to catch it on camera, and it was like raining blood, but that's really just like piss and shit, and I guess the people's blood that he ate up. So yeah. So that's basically the gist of the movie is basically something about animal instinct, and I guess
tell me that ending wasn't fucking stupid though for that concept. That
the
concept, how you killed the damn thing is by something that doesn't even actually look at it. Like you're that fucking intelligent, you could morph into all these fucking things. I don't care what anybody says about all these other type of logics. That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life.
So how did they kill the thing?
Okay, so they're again trying to record it, right?
Yeah.
the girl, and they made like a little hint of it, like I guess it was like a foreshadowing in the beginning of the movie when they went to Glenn's spot. There's like a little well that if you put a quarter in and you crank it, it takes a picture. So it's like a
Yeah.
big bright light, right? But it points up, so you're looking down at the well. It takes a picture of you.
Yeah.
So she goes all the way there, and then there's this big balloon, like of a person, right? Just a big balloon of a person. So the ship follows her because she was on like a dirt bike trying to get out of there. The ship follows her, and this balloon person she lets loose in the sky. So the alien follows the balloon person, and I guess when it turns around and the eyes are on it, the alien was doing this. It does this like weird thing before it eats, and then it sucks up the balloon. The balloon explodes in it and kills the alien.
What is it? Allergic to helium?
I don't know. I guess the explosion of a big balloon, right? It was a big balloon, but
How big was this balloon?
it was pretty
It's
big.
one of those big bob shits. They had the
Yeah,
racket.
it was like a
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day kind of balloon, right?
Yeah, but the inflatable arm things are not balloons. Air shoots through.
Well,
No,
it was,
not that,
they
not
had
that.
those, but then they had the big balloon that actually went
Oh,
up.
okay.
The inflatable arm people was just another thing that made no sense. When I read a review before I watched it, and then watched it, I was expecting those things that actually like a part of me was like, oh, maybe the aliens are gonna come down and we see them, and like the inflatable arm people are like something that they're gonna use to like manipulate. Nope, it was just some stupid shit to just throw up. It's a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. It was
No.
fucking stupid.
Those people were made like they used those like arm people things because every time the alien went around, the electricity stopped. So they put it so it's just like if that the flaily arm thing stopped, that means the alien's around. So
Okay,
that's
so
why.
you couldn't tell that by the power
we had
going
a-
off?
Well,
Yeah.
if it's they wanted to see it from afar, like if it's coming kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
So
saying.
they were
Those got
using it as
long
more
ass
of a
extension cords then.
yeah. They didn't explain all of the details, but
Or did they have generators? Well, that wouldn't work either. So stupid. So
but
stupid.
it was just one of those weird things. Like I guess the other background thing that I picked up because I didn't really see other reviews of saying like like this it means this, it means this. I think they were saying how Hollywood just shits on the people and they're just using CGI now and they're they don't care about people's livelihood and all that crap. It was I guess it was like a shitting on Hollywood, but
Yeah.
it was just
I'll
like
say
you're
it's more for
in
the
Hollywood
animal.
doing Hollywood things and then you're shitting on the same product that you're giving.
Yeah,
out.
that's why I don't believe that. I believe more the animal side because it definitely had that energy towards that. So I
Yeah.
could see that, whereas like they don't use animals anymore, blah blah blah. Like, and this is the reason why. Because technically, the monkey shit, that's an actual real story. Like there was an actual monkey that went crazy and beat the shit out of some lady and ate her face. And then she did
Yeah.
and then she did the
Yeah, that
interview with
happened
Oprah
in
with
like
the thing.
Connecticut or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you meant the TV show aspect. No.
No, but the
No.
whole monkey aspect.
It was her
that's-
pet monkey, and then it
Yeah.
freaked out one day and ate her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had to get facial reconstruction.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah, no.
No, they had it in the movie. Like, the girl, like, it's like another thing. Right? It was like you teased it in the trailer. You don't even show it in the fucking movie. What was the
Yeah, I was
point?
about to
let
say,
it
what
go.
was up
Wait.
with that lady? Did they explain
Oh,
her?
they showed her in the movie.
They didn't show her face like that. They only
Yes, they
showed, like,
did.
did they really?
That's when
See,
Glenn
I
was.
feel like I missed certain
Was
things.
that one of another survivor of the monkey attack?
She was the one that
She
got
was
her face. beat.
she was the girl that because I guess she was like she was I guess in the old TV show when Glenn was a kid. I think that was like the girl he liked in the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
she was young too, but she got her face ripped off. But they showed that in the part with Glenn trying to show
Yeah.
everybody the aliens.
Yeah.
That's when the aliens come, it blows up her. The
Yeah,
thing.
I seen that, but I don't know. I wanted more. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you guys rate the movie then?
I give it a. Damn, I like creativity, but it still is not good. I give it a 5, maybe.
Kind of in the same level because I'm trying to think like would I actually stop to watch it again, and then like And when the thought, like literally, Us was on a couple of days ago, and I was like, it's on, but I don't even want to watch this shit. His movies have no lasting appeal. I'm not rewatching it. I don't
I
rewatch
like
his
Get
movies.
Out. I think Get Out.
I like Get Out until I got to the point where I was like, all right, now it's just becoming a little bit like too hyped. Because it was good, but it was like, it wasn't that damn good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but like,
Well,
I don't
terrible.
You watch Get Out like that. Nah.
Yeah.
The reason why, well, I think it got so much hype is one, it was his first movie, and two, it was an original. Like there's hardly any more
No,
original.
and that's why I
movies
liked it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the reason why I liked it.
I think that's the only reason why people go out to watch his movies, because they are different and they want to see something different. But at the same time, it's still got to be good though.
Yeah, well, I do think Get Out was good, but Us, no, and then this one, nope.
I don't know. It's like you said, like it is that people want to see different shit.
Yeah.
Different things and stuff. Man, I get it because that's kind of why I guess I watched it. Because honestly, if you would have told me any other alien movie, I was like, I don't really do alien movies like that anyway, and I would have skipped it. But I watched it because it's him, and I'm like, I just want to see what the fuck he's gonna do. It's the same way, like, but not even like trying to put Quentin Tarantino on the same list, but I'll watch a Quentin Tarantino movie even if I'm not that interested in the trailer, just because it's him. Like that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, and like I'm in the middle. I'm trying to figure out if I want to watch it fully or not, because it's a long ass fucking movie.
It's a long movie based on something that happened, but they changed things.
Basically,
but it was just like it was long. I felt like there was so many in that movie that there was so many like, why did you go that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you go over here and tell this long ass drawn out story over here for no reason?
Because that's what he likes to do. He likes to do stuff like that. I call it he sucks his own dick. It's just like because he can, he does it, and it doesn't have to make sense to you because he did. That's what he wanted to do.
Once you get to that level when you can get away with it, that's what most of the people that do them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's a very good hit and miss. Like I feel like he'll put out something really good and then he'll put out something like
Yeah, like Inglourious Basterds, I could watch that over and over again. I love that movie. Except for the scene where the guy comes out of the
bear
the
cave?
Tunnel, the bear. I roll my eyes every single time.
I like the beginning of the movie.
That's great. That's one of my favorite scenes.
When he makes great villains.
He does. He really
I don't
does.
understand. Like he should just. I don't know. The way he does villains, like what?
It's easier to write a bad guy than a good guy.
No.
There it is. It's
good bad guy that doesn't sound.
Easier to make people hate. It's easier to make people hate somebody or dislike somebody than love someone. I don't care what anybody says.
Nope. I disagree.
Look at how people like the bad guys in mostly everything over good guys. Usually, it's very rare that people that want
only if the bad guy. It's like you gotta love the bad guy in a way for you to like it.
But
because if you don't, because I'll give you two examples, right? So Joffrey from Game of Thrones, I know you didn't watch, but his character is so like you wanted him to die. Like you couldn't wait till he died. So you hate, but he was so hateable. Like you really hated the character. Like I don't want to see him on screen anymore. That it was like that's great that you could do that. But then there's villains that you fucking love.
Like Joker.
Joker's like what I'm saying though. Like you're literally saying what you're basically saying what I'm saying.
It's easier.
I see what he's saying saying that it's easier to have a bad guy that you like.
Bad guys are easier than good guys. Like it's always been that way.
You just said it was.
No,
I'm dyslexic.
That's literally what I just said.
But yeah, it was. I don't know.
Anyway, all right.
What?
Shit. All right, so just before we go, because I was gonna ask you about SummerSlam, but have you guys watched that Netflix Sandman show?
No, not yet.
No, but I heard from people at my job when I passed by today that it's good. And it gets on my nerves. I'm like, y'all niggas don't even know what it is about. When I tell you, but it's a comic book, they all look at me like, like literally.
like the actors and the quality looks bad, so that's why I didn't like try to watch it. But if you're saying that it could be good, then
I already watched it and I read the whole series already.
okay.
Now that comic book series won a fucking trillion awards. Not really, but a lot of awards, right? It's supposed to be really good. And when I was reading it, I was just like, man, why does everyone like this, right? So I watched the show. I think it's only 9 or 10 episodes. I watched the show and I started liking it again. I liked what I read. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, so because it made me like, oh shit, that's right. This did happen. Holy. So the show, the couple of things. One, certain things come straight out of the comic.
Oh, good.
Two, certain things I think they had to change, but I think they also changed because there's not a lot. There's some gender swapping, there's some race swapping, but not to the level of like, oh my god, like what are they doing? But like there's this character that John Constantine is supposed to be. So I'm thinking DC didn't give them, because this is part of the DC universe that's separate.
Damn it.
What?
No, because you said Constantine. Now I'm more interested.
Well, he has in the comic book and in the show, there's this arc, a very small arc. It wasn't like a big thing. But instead of putting John Constantine, they made a whole new character that's a girl Constantine. So I was like, but I was starting to think like, why did you like gender swap that? But then I was thinking like, oh, DC's going through a lot of crap right now, and they probably want the character, so they're just like, no, you can't use this.
Yes.
But in the Lucifer character is a girl instead of a guy. I don't know why, but whatever.
Women are evil. Is that what they're trying to say?
The what?
I mean, technically,
that's what evil. Is that what they're trying to say?
Oh yeah. But I thought I think since it was very close to the comic books, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. But
how long is it?
It's 10 episodes, but I think they're like 30 to 45 minutes an episode, something like that.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
And then yeah, there's certain characters, and I think what they're showing is a great stop, because I think that was my favorite part, the beginning of the comic book, because he gets captured, he has to find he has 3 things. He has an amulet, a helmet, and his sand. So once he escapes, he has to find those 3 things, and he goes to hell, and he goes to see Constantine, and he has to deal with all these things. It's pretty cool. It's interesting.
Okay, cool.
I liked it.
Cool.
But
I wasn't sure if I was gonna watch it or not, but now maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And it's not very comic book-y. It's very like I guess artsy, because I guess that's how they wrote it. It was very like artsy, but yeah. So SummerSlam, how was it? Is it changed?
Is it? I mean, is that not the? I put it like this: it's not that it's changed a lot. You could just feel the energy of it changed, like the way the morale is, more or less, about how everybody is working there. When you could actually hear the announcers speaking like people, and not speaking like, "Oh, I have to read these lines."
Is that because Vince is not there anymore? Or?
Yeah, and he's very known for being like he's on the mic, like talking in the announcers' ears when the matches are happening. So he's telling you what to and not say sometimes, and da. Now it's a little bit more laid back, a little bit more relaxed. You can see a little differences, and truthfully, like this week so far, at least you can say the last 3 shows that I watched, you could tell how Triple H took over, because now we're getting all the good people from NXT when he was running it, and people who got fired when Vince was running it are actually coming back. He's rehiring people who got fired. Like he's trying to bring shit and mix it together with like what the nerd wrestling fans want and then what the casual wants. Like Monday, I put it like a quick breakdown for Monday. He did a 3-set thing where if you're watching the show, if you're legit watching it, for the first time in years, nigga, you actually were able to be like, yo, this person's doing an interview, but what the fuck is going on back there? And then it carried on for the 3 hours. Like, you see a car accident, and then another backstage segment happens, and you see security running, and you're like, yo, what the fuck is happening? Like, things just keep on happening, and then at the end of the show, you just see security in the crowd grabbing a guy, and then boom, it's I don't know if you remember that guy who never spoke on NXT who looked like the serial killer guy.
Okay, yeah.
It was him. Like, boom, they fired him and they brought him back. And so when they're in the crowd and the security brings them up, you just see this nigga and like, you know how you look crazy already.
So the storylines have gotten better.
Yeah, like the story, and that's what, like, for me, like when I watch it, I want good stories. Like, it makes it more interesting. Like, I try to explain to people, like, when you watch wrestling, like, if you get good stories, it makes the matches that you know are quote unquote fake and
yeah, you want to care about the people.
It makes it more interesting. It makes me be like, hey, I could get into it and like actually not think about the predetermined aspect.
Yeah, just admit it. You like novellas. That's it. Just say I like novellas.
But so far, it's so good. Like, I honestly can say, like, lately I've actually been like, fuck, I want to watch wrestling. And I for a minute I actually started to get away from that, and now I'm going back into it again. Like, shit. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it right now. Like, fucking a little bit wrestling, / not really, like, because it goes into like DC and all of that shit. So you see all the shit that Discovery Channel people are basically doing. Like, they basically bitched at DC and told them we're redoing all of your shit. Like, they basically are controlling everything. HBO Max is losing mad shit.
Yeah,
they're gonna lose anime. They're gonna lose anything that's not profitable. Is gone. They don't give a shit. Like, they get rid of everything. It's insane. Like, and I didn't think that was actually possible was gonna happen, but apparently so. But then I seen an article today that they keeping Peacemaker, obviously, because Peacemaker was a hit when it came out.
Yeah.
And then I think Blue Beetle, since they already started making it, they're doing it.
I don't know, because Batgirl, they already almost finished, and they were just like, nope.
Nope. It was that terrible that they were just like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and it's messed up because a lot of people, they said, like, you finished the movie, so just, if you're not going to put it out in theaters, put it on HBO Max or whatever they're going to have.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, we're putting this right on the shelf. No one's ever going to see it.
That's not it's not like it's the first time they've done stuff like that. They've done that with a lot of other movies before.
Yeah, but that's because that's like, but I would accept that if it's like HBO Warner Brothers, that would have been like, nah, we're not doing it, like, they changed their mind. I understand, it's normal. That, like you said, it happens. But they merged with Discovery. I think Discovery is like more control, and like Discovery people are basically like, nope. like we,
that's crazy.
Like, it's freaking crazy, and it's kind of the reference that I'm throwing wrestling. That's kind of what happened to WCW when the people that took over TBS TNT after Turner and everything.
Yeah,
they went in, seeing the profits of wrestling WCW at the time. It's like, get this shit out of here. We don't want it on our thing. And that's basically what fans for that other company are worried about. And I'm just worried about it because I love HBO Max, and if they take away shit that I watch randomly at 3 a.m., I'm going to be tight. Hey, I just want to watch my cartoons, goddammit. Shit.
You know what's funny about that, too? I watched this documentary. It was the second one I watched on this Milestone Comics. It was like in the 90s. DC had these people, I guess, like, black comic book creators wanted to have like black owned characters and written by black people and drawn by black people. So DC actually made a separate thing called Milestone, and that's where you get Static Shock. So I was like, oh, that's like, I watched the documentary again. I think Method Man was in there, but just talking a little bit.
I think that was on Netflix or HBO, one of those.
HBO, because that's basically a DC property. So then I was talking to Ruben about Static Shock, like the cartoon and stuff. I never watched it, and he was just like, "Oh, like he was joking, like, it's because you're racist, you know?" Because it's like,
wait, you never watched Static Shock?
What?
Static Shock is fucking fire.
I never watched it.
Static Shock. Beginning of that song.
When was that out? Was that like early 90s?
No, that was
late 90s.
Static Shock. That was late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, as far as the after like Justice League cartoons and shit.
Was that the guy with the like? He had like a red and white suit.
No.
Nah, it was more. I think it was like purple, black,
that
and then
you're
he had
talking
the,
Freakazoid. That's Freakazoid. But
yeah.
and I think it came out around the same time. But
Bro,
I
you really
think
got to go back and rewatch that. I'm mad at you right now.
no,
The fact that you didn't watch
I
that,
actually started and I was like, this cartoon really isn't that bad. I was
no,
like,
it's
why didn't
fucking
I watch
good.
it as a kid? Like when I
Yes,
was
it was a
younger.
very good cartoon.
But you know what? I think it was because I wasn't watching it religiously and we didn't have like
Mhm.
streaming stuff where you could go back. I think I
Yeah.
just kept seeing the purple villains, and I was just
Alright.
like, why is every villain purple? And then rewatching it now, I was just like, there's like really 2 or 3 villains that are purple. Like I was like, what's
Yeah,
my
nah,
fucking?
but that's what makes it awesome. Like between that and then like when you watch Batman Beyond, like that was around the same time. That's why the Batman Beyond episode when he comes out later as an adult,
Yeah,
that shit was fire.
Yeah.
Like that was cool to see. Like to see actual static shot. Like even in now Young Justice when they have him, it's like cool. They're actually keeping him around. Like for me at least, I didn't know that you had no care. I fucking cared.
it's
Like,
not that I didn't care. I
yeah.
knew of them. I just didn't watch the show. But I'm
Yeah, but
rewatching
I
it
know.
now.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I was thinking about, and not on this thing, but uh just as if I have nothing to do this weekend, I was gonna make a little DJ set for myself, like just stream it somewhere.
Okay.
But for some reason, I've been into. I think because I heard a mix on YouTube of old school like '90s hip hop,
Yeah.
so I've been just like going crazy with it. But I was always I'm trying to figure out, should I do it like, should I just throw anything on there, like any '90s hip hop, or should I do it like East Coast?
If you're gonna do a
or-
mix, it has to flow. It has to be a vibe.
Yeah, basically.
So what should I go for? Because I
I
could
mean,
do
whatever you're in the mood for. It's like
You have to
yeah.
fucking find the vibe.
I know, but there's a whole bunch
It's
of
like,
different
Because
things.
the same way you did that, I did, but I only did it on Spotify. Like I was like, fuck, I don't have a 2000s playlist of R&B.
Yeah.
Like I stopped. I do everything by tens.
Yeah.
So to the 10, so I just boom, and then from there it just flowed. Like out of nowhere, I have over 17 hours worth of music.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
I
just
was
gotta
like-
let it flow. Like you gotta listen to music. Like you gotta fucking get into that vibe.
Yeah.
I know, but I feel like I could switch, like in my head, like when I'm listening to it and I have it on shuffle, I'm just like, damn, that's good because I get like the rapidy rap and then I'll get like G funk and I'm just like, God damn, that's fucking good too. Like I can't not do that. So
Yeah.
I just
Nah,
listen.
it's-
You have to
Not
break it
that you
down to
can't do it.
categories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta make it flow into the right aspect of it. And since
Otherwise,
you're talking about
it's schizophrenic.
back then, it's a little harder because the sounds are very different. You're not gonna really throw in a '90s New York rapper sound and then try to mix it into a fucking G-funk sound because it's not gonna sound right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard. Like you could do it, but it's gonna be you can't do it, but you
No.
can do it.
I can't do
You
it.
know what I mean? like there's levels to this shit. Like it's things to do, but it's like you gotta practice though. You gotta like put the
Yeah.
time and actually figure it out. Type shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that from.
I've been on a Mary kick lately. For some reason, I don't know what it is. The past couple of months, I've just been starting to listen to all of her old stuff. All of it. And I downloaded her first 2 albums. And her second and third album. I didn't, not the, what's the forward one, but My Life and what's the other one? I can't remember the name of it, but I've just been listening to them. Like, these are all amazing. Like, there is not one song on that album that's not good on those 2 albums. It's like, when was the last time you listened to an album and was like, all these songs are fire? Like, all of them. It's so rare.
It's hard.
But it goes through a lot of the shit with like subjectivity of music. Like, one, you're not gonna get it a lot now because people don't really make music for that now. They make music for what's profitable. So now it's TikTok. TikTok is profitable. I make 2-minute songs for TikTok.
Yeah.
But you get still artists out there that they actually put effort in. It's just very rare that you're gonna find it. Like, but I agree with you 100%. Like, I honestly, part of the reason why I did that playlist is because I've been wanting to go back to listen to Neo's new album because I heard it was fucking great.
Yeah.
And I keep listening to his old shit because I love all the old Neo. But it's like everybody's like, nah, but this is like his old shit. I'm like, yeah, but I go right to his old shit. And I could just start singing.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed that sitting in the car and like singing on the way home type of vibe.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Basically.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. It's rare. Like it's like I put it like this. Like probably my favorite rap album for the summer is easily the Kendrick Lamar album. Is the best one. Like from beginning to end, it has a whole thing to it. Like it makes sense. It's a great fucking album. But I don't go back to listen to it because I have a shitload of random music I listen to all the time, and two, it's just like it's not. It's like it's weird. Like the way things come out now, it's harder for us to keep that same energy. Back then, you got a CD or whatever,
and you
got
put it in your
almost a month,
car,
and you played it, you played it. Now you go and I got on my phone. I have over fucking like 6,000 songs, and I'm like, I'm gonna subject these 17 songs only. No, because I probably want to hear like 4 of those, and then I want to go to this.
Yeah.
Go to this. That, you know?
So, what was the last record or album that you listened to in that way? Like that? Do you listen to front and back, over and over?
Right now is like I've done it with others, but currently I could say off the top of the head it would be the Kendrick one. Because there hasn't been any R&B that's dropped that I've really liked like that. It's been R&B songs, but not albums.
Yeah.
And then like what you would call it, like rapper wise, this summer's been ass. Like nobody's really put out any fucking great music.
Yeah.
And
nobody listened to the Beyonce album yet.
I don't listen to "We Don't Big Like This." This song is horrible. I heard the album was good. Don't get me wrong. Like the album is probably great.
To it, but it's like not. I don't know. It's
not R&B though. You gotta understand. Like she's not. That's not R&B. That's not a slow. Yeah, it's more pop. That's the energy she was going for. So like I take it for it, but I don't like. It's like the same way. Like, there'll be people that be like the Drake album, and they probably I love it. Like and it grew on me and da da da. There's never gonna be a day in my life that I will play one fucking track off that album. That last album was fucking horrible. Like they want to it's tropical dance music.
Yeah. He went very disco, right?
Good. It's not good. Listen, like there's one song called "Sticky." I don't give a fuck what anybody said. If you could literally sit through that 3-minute song and tell me that you don't feel like you're kind of retarded now,
you trying to say that Drake makes you dumb?
No, honestly, there's Drake songs that I like, but this Drake right now that's very lazy and rich, and people are just kissing his ass, and that's why he hasn't put effort into his music. Yeah, he makes you dumb. Yeah. Like I don't want to hear, you know how sticky you get, hey, you know how sticky you get. Yeah. Like, fuck out of here, my nigga. It's summer, it's fucking sticky all the time.
Yeah.
Nigga, like,
what about you, Nikki? What was the last album you listened to from front to back?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Wow.
I did like over and over again. Yeah, I don't remember. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah. I think the last one was probably, it was a long time for me too. Maybe one of DMX's albums that I listened to?
I'm just about to say, I was gonna be like, is it because y'all don't listen, like y'all have a select artist that you choose to do that to?
No, it's not that. It's more like because I've bought albums recently. Like I like Adele, so I bought Adele, and I'm like, okay, I listened to the whole thing, but it's not like, oh, let me listen to it from the beginning again. I want to hear that song again. I haven't had that feeling in a long time. You know what I mean? Like even like Pink's album. I downloaded that. I'm like, okay, there's a couple of songs but I don't want to listen to the whole thing again. Like the feeling I'm talking about is like you finish the whole record and then you're like, okay, start it from number 1 again. Let's go. And like the interludes are fire, the little skits are fire, and like the song, everything kind of flows like, and it's just you could just listen to it all day. And there hasn't been that.
I think Andrew's definitely right though, because I feel like since we have every option in our pockets, basically, it's just
we all have ADD a little bit just because of the way technology's changed. Honestly.
Yeah, but I want to be able to like listen to an album in my car again. I mean, I still have a fucking commute. Still got to drive to work. And now I find myself I'd rather listen to a podcast while I'm driving.
It's because as we're older, like it changes in generation. Like, what was it? A few days ago, I drove a coworker home, and I was like, I'll put on the radio, and I'm listening. I was like, holy shit, I can't do that. Like 45 minutes driving this nigga home, and I was like, this is fucking horrible. Like, I can put on my shit, I can just skip around to whatever I want and listen to it. Yeah. But it's like at the same time, I know the same way like our parents like I'm pretty sure there was a point where it just stopped, and it was like, unless it's from their generation making music, I don't give a shit about any of this other shit. And that's pretty much was like I feel like y'all a little bit more like that. Like me, I'm weird. Like I listen to a lot of random shit, but I feel like y'all more subjective. Like you'll listen to shit if somebody puts y'all onto it or it's somebody that y'all know.
No.
But it's very rare that y'all go and run and find something.
Well, the way that I used to find things is totally different than how you find things now. You know, because back in the day, I just had to listen to Hot 97 after a certain hour, and that's how you find new shit. But you can't do that anymore. Now you have to like actively
put
go
effort in.
and find stuff. You know.
No, and I agree. Because the same way, like it was Hot 97, you already knew.
Yeah.
But now, like, because even now, like, I think it was with the Chris Brown album, and it was another album actually too as well. Like, if I didn't put them on Spotify, like if I was following them type shit, I wouldn't be able to find their shit unless I typed up his name. Because like they have their own algorithm things that they do, and then they fuck with it. Like, so you don't like. There's times that there's artists that I listen to, like rappers, and I'll be like, oh, he dropped a single, and I have to like literally search for that shit. Like it's fucking weird. Like I don't get how music.
Yeah, now you have to. But see that again, you get stuck then with the same people because you have to like follow those people. Exactly. But how do you find new people?
That's what the labels do. They keep it in this aspect. Like you have to have that ambition. Like what is it? They call it Rap Caviar on Spotify. I could probably listen to that and I will find maybe a song that that's dope. But I know over 85% of that I don't listen to. And then the rest that's on there, I already downloaded on my phone because I do listen to it. Yeah. But that's how like I have my days. Like I found like there's one R&B group that I like. They called Division, and they were signed to Drake, and they have 2 albums. Like their first 2 albums I like they're R&B, very R&B-ish, like 2000 R&B. I fucked with it, but you'll never hear them on the radio. You'll never see them. Like literally just now they started doing actual interviews. Like they. Because of the latest song that they dropped, which isn't that great, is like kind of but like they doing interviews now, and they've been out for over like 3-4 years now and shit. Wow. But it's just that nobody gets the credit like that, unless you really have like a backing of money and da da da. They don't give a shit. Like make music, put it on SoundCloud, do this, do that. You make yourself now. Yeah, you know, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So we'll call this a podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, and we'll see you next time, people.
All right. See you guys later.